Hey guys, so I just got back from the theater from seeing Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. That's the title. Don't yell at me. That's what the movie's called. It is quite possibly the funniest title for a movie I've heard all year, honestly. Seriously, it's. I'm trying to think what a title funnier than that, but I really can't think of one. Maybe Nope is about the closest, but I think this is a funnier title than Nope. Um, Yeah, this is a movie that honestly it's one of those I I had I remember going for the listings of movies coming out a few weeks ago, and I saw this one and it said Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul, and I'm like, Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul? The fuck is that? Like, did I ever get a trailer for that? I'm sitting there fucking thinking, like, I get trailers all the fucking time. And sometimes you get those trailers that you only get like one time and you can't remember what the fuck the title of the movie was when it and then when it finally just pops up out of nowhere, you're like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that trailer. This is one of those. Like, I got a trailer one time, for like long months ago, months and months ago, and then like randomly I saw that this was coming out. I'm like, oh, all right, this is still a thing. I forgot this was still a thing. Uh, One of those I'm surprised it came to our theater, but not. Once I did find out, also it's streaming on Peacock. Okay, like this is like a. And it's produced by Focus Features. Also, like okay, it's like a. Is that Regina Hall? And I was like, all right, yeah, all right. It's got a decent enough cast. Um, Other than the title, is the movie any good? Uh, yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. I have some problems, but I liked it. I thought it was uh, not a bad movie. It's a shame that this movie did not do very well at the box office. It was like number 14. That's terrible for a big movie that was, the only really big movie that came out this week that wasn't a re release. That's really terrible, man. Like Spider Man No Way Home was number one to the box office. What the fuck? Um, but yeah, this was I enjoyed it for what it was. I really dug the performances of Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown in this movie. I thought they were two the two anchors for me in this movie that really held this movie together. Uh, Especially Regina Hall. I thought she was fantastic. It's amazing me watching. Every time I see her as an actress, it amazes me, like where she came from, where she is at now. Like she started off in the scary movies as Anna Faris's friend, and she was like the stereotypical goofy black girl in those kinds of movies. And then she ventured off from comedy and kind of made her own fucking career. She still does comedy. She does a lot of comedy still. This is technically a comedy. But, it's kind of nice to see that she is a really good actress. Every time I've seen her, she's impressed the fuck out of me. And she impresses the fuck out of me on this movie. It really focuses more on her character. I feel a little bit. I feel like she's more of the main character than her husband is, even though he's the preacher. It's more about how she deals with all these issues that are going on. Um, this is a movie that, like, I'm sure I'm not going to be the only one who's going to make this comparison. When I saw the trailer for this, and then I just got around to watching The Eyes of Tammy Faye for the first time. And this movie reminded me a lot of that, like that story. Like this is a movie kind of like parodying the Baker's Jim Baker and Tammy Faye Baker story, in that you have this not so up to par preacher who's kind of done some schemy things and is kind of a hypocrite, and you got his loyal wife who sticks by him no matter what, even though Tammy Faye did divorce him, but her Regina Hall's character doesn't want to divorce him. She knows, like she has thoughts about it, and her mom pretty much bashes her for even thinking about it. um, because it's not right by the eyes of God. That's the way it's, you know, and I know that's the real thing, that divorce is frowned upon in religion and basically Christianity and shit like that. And I thought her performance was really fucking great. Sterling K. Brown is really good as the main preacher, who has a lot of flaws. As you see, he has kind of like Jim Brown, or not Jim Brown. Fuck, I'm gonna get so much trouble for saying that. Jim Baker. He has some sexual misconduct uh, allegations set against him that kind of get him in trouble. The movie starts where they showed us him as this preacher, had all this big these big sermons with all these patrons and stuff like that. And then they cut to him a few years later, and there was these allegations, sexual assault allegations against him, that pretty much ruined his career and drove everybody out of his congregation. And they had to close down their church. And he 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 finally gets it all kind of settled, everything settled with the allegations. So he decides he wants to try to reopen. That's where the movie begins, and the whole movie's about is them trying to reopen this church and try to regain his fame and regain his congregation and regain his, you know, everything that he had before all this happened. And you see that a lot of the stuff that, you know, because it's spoiler alert, a little bit of spoiler alert. He is accused of. They don't flat out say it, but like of like maybe molesting little boys. You know, like, you know, the stereotypical preacher that you see in these fucking nowadays. Um, and you see these sermons at the same time finding out more and more information about his sexual assault allegations, that where he was very preachy about how much he was against the homosexual agenda, and of course he's also having these homosexual relationships. Even Regina Hall knows about them. It's not like a secret between the two of them. She knows about him, but still sticks with him. You know, it shows that he's this flawed man that, you know, and he knows it, and they make him a pretty goddamn good character. Um, my main issue with this movie is that it's gonna be really weird to say, but okay. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I thought this was a comedy. And I looked on Wikipedia, and it even lists itself as a comedy. And that's fine, but I cannot be the only one watching this movie and going, "This is not really funny." Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who said it. I was like, "This is not really funny." It's a really good drama. It felt like a really good drama that was disguising itself as a comedy, like a mockumentary comedy, like Office. But it has really no jokes. Like, I did not. There maybe was a couple chuckles here and there, but there was not many jokes. I really can fucking remember, like, really at all, and that's a problem. But it's weird because if you consider a drama, which I kind of do, because this movie deals with some fucking tough subjects. It's not really a lighthearted kind of movie. It's not really a parody movie. Like, the trailers almost make it look like it's a parody of something like Jim Baker and Tammy Faye Baker. It's not that really. It's its own thing, and it deals with. It doesn't just kind of make fun of these people. They actually, you know, show the problems these people have, and there's not really many jokes. As a drama, it works. As a comedy, it doesn't. And I think it's supposed to be a comedy. It's what I've been told. It's supposed to be a comedy, but it's kind of not really a good comedy. It's a fucking weird movie for that fact, you know? Uh, That is weird. It is really fucking weird. I don't know if I'm the only one who had this problem with this movie. Um, despite the fact I do recommend it, especially for the performances, and if you kind of go in thinking it's a drama, you might actually like it a little bit more. Like I said, once I kind of figured it out, it's like I think this is more coming off like a drama. I'm like, I kind of like this movie a little bit more, but I found myself liking it more and more. And it's not a very happy ending. The movie's kind of fucking depressing when it comes down to the end of it. It does. It is kind of really depressing. Um, and it's like there's nothing funny about that fucking ending. One fucking bit. I don't know. Other than like the rival church, which is really fucked up. There's a rival church that came to become the town's church to replace Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown's church once it got shut down. And they took advantage of it, took all their congregation, and now that they want to reopen, now they don't know how they're going to get everybody back. And then also on top of that, the rival church decides to open up its new church, brand new church, on the same day that the Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall opened their church. So it's but there's the end result of that was pretty fucked up of them. But it was pretty funny. I made that a little bit funny, but like I said, it's weird. It's like this movie is weird for me. I do recommend it though. I do recommend Honk for Jesus, to save your soul. Next week, there's nothing out. This is the only movie fucking out. New movie out this week. I know Jaws 3D came out. You want my review of that? It's really fucking good. I've seen it before. It's really good. Same with I saw Spider-Man No Way Home was also re-released. I'll give you my review of that. It was really good. I don't know what else you want me to say. Yeah. Next week, it's weird what's coming up next week. Let me look this up. I'm trying to look this up, what next week is. Um, fuck. Next week is Barbarian, a movie I got trailered one time for, and I'm very interested in what the fuck that is. It looks like it could be a good horror movie. There's a fucking Fathom Events Kirk Cameron movie, which, unless I get to see it for free, I'm not fucking watching it. There's not enough money in the world that will make me, unless somebody actually handed me money to go watch a Kirk Cameron movie, I'm not fucking paying to watch it. And Unfavorable Odds. What the fuck is that? I have no idea, but it's a movie that's being released in theaters I have never fucking heard of. So fuck it. I guess that'll be something to find out what that is. Again, I go to the movies every fucking week. How is it possible I don't get trailers for movies that come out? I have no idea. It almost seems fucking impossible, but it is. All right. That's as far as what's coming up next week. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.